On this edition of Talking Preps, we are pleased to be joined by Chris Hutchens, the athletic director for Bentonville High School and the first administrator we've had on the show. Congratulations. This is a first.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Anytime you get to talk Tiger athletics or high school athletics, that's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Well, first off, how has this pandemic affected you as an administrator?
Everything A to Z has been affected as an athletic administrator by the times that we're going through right now and the pandemic. So everything from just that everyone else is going through, but trying to give information to coaches when they want it and to parents when they want it, and the community. There's just so many I don't knows. I think that's probably the most difficult answer as an administrator to give, but that's just the answer that has to be given right now on a lot of different topics. So
Well, I
to
can
be
imagine.
determined.
Yeah, I can imagine. And is it busier now without games just because you're trying to shepherd the information than it was when games were going on?
Yeah, it's definitely a different busy. I know that in the afternoons I'm home and spending a lot of time doing some home projects just like everyone else, and going to Lowe's and to Home Depot and all the other places where people are lined up with their mask on sometimes. Uh, but yeah, it's a different busy. When I've been fortunate enough to be able to come to the office, and really there's no one else up here. Our coaches can't come on campus or anything, but it seems like there's always something to do, whether working on next fall and what that looks like, working on what a reopening looks like, working on hiring some staff. So it's a busy. It's just a different busy.
Yeah, okay. You talk about scheduling and hiring and staff. So that hasn't been put on hold yet, but I guess are you're not able to quite finish those tasks yet, right? Or how is that working for administrators?
Yeah, so we've done a lot of Google Hangouts, which is the platform that our district uses for those online meetings, and we've done interviews for Bentonville High School, and we've worked on our junior high staffs. I know Mr. Passmore, our district athletic coordinator, has been working on the Grimsley staff along with the new administrative staff over there. So there's been a lot of Google Hangouts. You know, one of the things that has changed and given us the opportunity is I've met with the Bentonville High School head coaches more in the last 6 weeks than I have ever. Finding the time when you're in that normal routine and the game schedules and the practice and teaching, it's hard to meet. But we've set a time aside every week and met for about 30 to 45 minutes just talking about different topics. So it's a different busy, but sure a busy, filling those tasks. But we have been able to move forward in hiring some people and working on that part of it. So the Google Hangouts and the different things have definitely changed the scope of not of getting things done. So that's been a good thing.
Yeah, in technology, we're able to take advantage of it. So, as a result of all this, do you think the future of athletics and administration and connection and everything, you think this will change as a result of this pandemic?
Yeah, I think it absolutely will. Talking with our coaches, the online clinics, the opportunities they've had since the pandemic. I know a lot of those opportunities were out there before, but I think as an athletic administrator, is it smart to go to a coaching clinic that's going to cost several $1,000s, or is it something that you can get on and do over an online platform of getting the same information? Of staff meetings. Do we really all need to gather in the same room and set aside that time, which is really hard to find? Or do we, connect like we are right now and have that quick face to face? It's a different face to face, but I think it is. I think this is something that's going to make us all uh, be creative moving forward because of the tools that we have learned through this process. So it will definitely affect the administrative world, the athletic world, hopefully for good after we get back to our normal that we all want.
Yeah, that would be very nice. Well, you mentioned scheduling, and I was kind of wondering about this the other day. Obviously, you want to have a schedule in place, but things are in such flux right now, there could be a lot of adjustments. Do you even worry about scheduling at this point and just kind of wait and see how everything plays out? I mean, June 1's kind of the target date for a lot of decisions. Do you try to set things up for that date, or, I mean, how do you play that as far as
Yeah,
scheduling and out of state teams and all the dynamics that go involved in that?
yeah, that's a great question. uh, So really, as far as our fall programs and really all for our 2020, 2021, most of our schedules are set, especially again for our fall sports. And we've been working on getting all those things done. We haven't changed anything. We haven't canceled anything. We haven't modified our plans as far as our fall schedules are concerned. But what we have done is asked our coaches, because they're the ones that are driving this ship, uh, to start planning what would it look like if we get to come back on June the 1st in a modified fashion. What would it look like in July if we're able to come back in a modified fashion, or maybe a little larger group in July? What will those things look like to start planning ahead? A lot of our coaches plan summer camps for our youth in Bentonville and the surrounding communities. So what would that look like if you're limited, or is that something that we can do? So really, just having kind of a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D, and everything that we do uh, will be given to us, guided by the Arkansas Activities Association. And I know that they're working closely with the governor's office and with the health officials. So it's not something where Bentonville High School or any high school in the state is going to have to come up with, guidelines on their own. It's going to be something that we're going to be given by the AAA, again, with the governor's approval on what that reopening looks like. So our coaches, I just got off the phone with Coach Grant, our football coach, and he was brainstorming. He said, you know what, if we come back on June the 1st and have, the ability to do that, we will have a plan in place. And I know all of our coaches are really, uh, they want that concrete answer, and so do I, but we don't have that yet. But the plans and are in motion.
Yeah. Now, this is still a relatively new role for you as athletic director after being a coach for so long, and there's no playbook for this. How big of an adjustment has this been, or has this helped? Do you think helped you because since you're still learning and have to be adjustable? That's maybe been a good thing with this.
Yeah, I think it's been difficult. There is definitely not a playbook for this, but just like coaches have these platforms where they can go get help with X's and O's and training methods, athletic administrators also have some platforms out there to be able to see what school districts and school administrators and athletic administrators are doing, not just in Arkansas, but regionally and nationally, and in some cases internationally. So it's good to have and see what people are going through, and get their ideas on how to handle things. Something as simple as collecting uniforms, something as more looking at what the fall sports look like. So those are discussions that are ongoing. As far as first year, yeah, there's you know it's it's different. I want to be at games. I want to be supporting kids. I want to see our kids in action. I know that they put in the time and effort all year long. So this is difficult for kids. It's difficult for coaches. It's difficult for athletic directors. It's not easy for anyone because we love our sports. But uh, this will be something that we can always look back on and say, hey, we lived through the pandemic. We we experienced it, and if anything comes up like this again, we'll have sort of a playbook on how to handle it.
Oh, definitely. And speaking of when it comes back, do you anticipate participation numbers increasing, decreasing, or do you have a feel for that, or what do you think would happen?
That this is, yeah, the unknown. Uh, I I can see this having an impact on some people. I can see it, driving up some virtual numbers as far as at Bentonville High School offers a virtual learning experience where classes can be taken. I know some kids, including my own, probably will never ever want to take another online course as they sit at home and are probably working on it right now. But I think others until we have some more concrete answers on what this looks like moving forward, they may decide to go to the online learning, the virtual learning. They may hesitate playing in some of the sports and activities that we offer, but I don't think that'll affect a lot of people. I think I think that we're going to take those precautions that we need to, those that guidance that we're given, and we're going to do everything we can always, and we always do, to make sure our kids and our staffs are safe. We will, and so I don't see it really driving our numbers down, but it may look different than what it has to us.
One question: a lot of us watch the governor's press conference every day at 1:30. Do you watch that, and is that where you get a lot of your information? Because I know a lot of people think, oh, well, they're getting information on the side. I mean, are you hearing information pretty much like we do whenever the governor announces it?
Now, I am. Now, there may be some more people that are way better connected than I am that have, get that information. But yes, most of the information that I get and are able and is, share with our staff is what the governor is doing on those press conferences. So yes, I watch, I listen, and read the summaries, that are put out there. So it's that is definitely how I get information.
Yeah, it's going to be weird when. Hopefully, one day those will stop, but it's become like a daily habit. It's been interesting. Well, a habit that we have here on the show is giving our quick quiz. Would you like to take our quick quiz?
Oh gosh, looking forward to it.
All right, here we go. More likely to take the family out for a haircut or go to eat at a restaurant first?
Oh gosh. Well, I cut my own hair, so this is a little bit, difficult question for me. But I know that my son's already had an appointment, followed the guidelines, and my wife has one this week, and she's really excited about it. So I'm going to say get a haircut, but not for myself.
All right. Second question: can you play a musical instrument?
I cannot play a musical instrument. When I was in junior high, I tried playing the trombone, which my dad had played. And I tried to teach myself how to play the guitar about a year ago, but it didn't last nearly as long as I wish it would have. So I do not play a musical instrument currently.
Okay. When it comes to grilling, more likely to grill beef, chicken, or pork?
Definitely beef.
A
We had
particular
some
cut
really
of
good steaks. Yeah, we had some New York strips last night, or
Mmm.
for Mother's Day. We had a little chicken on the grill too, but I leaned on the beef side. But definitely
Can't
beef.
beat can't beat a good steak, that is for sure. Last movie you saw at the theater?
Oh gosh, this is, I was at the state basketball tournament in Bryant, and I was staying in Little Rock next to uh, there was a True Hotel next to the outlet mall,
Mm-hmm.
and it. I don't remember the name of the movie. Now the lady was getting chased by her husband that had died or not died, Invisible Man maybe or something along that line. But it was pretty. It was a good movie.
Okay. Well, you remember a lot of people cannot remember the last one. And our final question: which of you spent more time doing, cleaning the garage or doing yard work?
Doing yard work, and there's always more to do.
Isn't that the truth? It's like we're all trying to put off getting in the garage and cleaning that up.
It it,
Oh
it is.
goodness. Yeah. Well, Chris, thank you so much for the time. Stay safe, you and your family, and hopefully soon, maybe even in a matter of a few weeks, we'll actually be able to talk about getting back on the fields and courts and everywhere for the fall of 2020. I know a lot of people will be happy because one thing we've learned, sports is such an important part of our culture, and it's been taken away, and it's been hard for a lot of people.
It it's been hard for put me in that count, that it's been difficult for me and my family as well. But uh, you know, we will get back. We will get back to the normalcy. So it's just going to take some time, and it'll be a little different when we first come back, but it'll be okay. It'll be good. we appreciate everything you do to highlight high school athletics and what mascot media does for us. So those things are good. We appreciate it very much.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. And when things start to turn around, can we check back in with you and see how we move forward?
Absolutely, 100%. I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much. Chris Hutchens, the athletic director of
All right.
Bentonville High School. Have a good day, sir, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Go Tigers.